tagline. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Thunder and Lightning podcast. I'm Thunder.
I'm Lightning.
And we got quite a show for you. We haven't done a podcast in a long time. And by that I mean we missed one. But
yeah, we missed a week.
My week, which I will not get to do because you go first. It felt so long.
Oh, I hear that.
But so you start. How was your last 2 weeks?
Oh man, we're going back 2 weeks.
You don't have to. You can talk about whatever you want.
Yeah, well, I mean, the big thing that stands out to me in this week is my new band Lions in Lavender performed out for the first time, which was super exciting.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry I didn't go to that. I ended up being way busier than I thought I would be.
It was 2 songs. We did an open mic at the Hard Rock Cafe in Boston.
Right.
This was just kind of getting our toes in the water, just kind of getting started, and it went really well. We were really tight for a new band. There was fucking label people there and stuff. I did get information, but like I was definitely under a little bit of stress that day because I was like, I just wanted to show up and play with my new band who's definitely like gonna be ready for this but isn't there yet. This is our first time hitting the stage.
Right.
And I just had to remind myself, like, just coming from a band that had been playing out for years and stuff, we killed it for our first time playing out.
Nice. Awesome.
And
I mean, I knew you would.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I kind of choked a little bit on a solo. I was definitely more nervous than I expected to be.
I mean,
and it was tough because we were playing to a room full of musicians. That's the hardest audience to play for.
Right. Yeah. Do you think the
and label people?
Right. I was gonna say, do you think the being more nervous than you anticipated was because of the crowd?
It was. Yeah. It was a lot of factors. We showed up. We went to Boston. We showed up and like we didn't sign up properly.
Oh,
which was kind of nerve-wracking right away because I was like, I know these people through somebody. So I was like, listen, like, it's our first time playing out. We came all the way here. So they threw us on the back end of the thing.
Okay.
But I think they also knew that their sign-up situation wasn't great.
Got it, yeah.
They were like, yeah, people had issues with that. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it didn't really explain anything. I thank you so much, Kelsey. There will be plenty of shows. You'll get out there. But, yeah, it was a nice confidence booster, and, like, everybody enjoyed. There was a photographer there, and we were his thumbnail for posting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some of those pictures on
Instagram.
On, I believe, your lead singer's Instagram.
Yeah.
Was that his pictures, the photographers?
Yeah. And Pauline also took pictures. I don't know if we're not naming her, so I won't name her either. But I don't know if our lead singer posted Pauline's pictures too, but.
Oh, okay.
She took pictures, and photographer took pictures, and like there was a mix of that. Yeah.
Cool.
Did you like the cover, by the way? I don't know if you saw all of it.
Cover. Oh, I didn't listen to the. Was there a video?
There was a video.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. I missed that.
Do you want me to tell you what it was?
Yeah, sure. Do it while you're drinking.
It was "Hit Me Baby One More Time" by Britney Spears.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
She does a perfect Britney.
I do. Oh, really? Oh, well,
yeah.
I actually don't doubt that at all. I keep forgetting I know this woman personally, and I absolutely don't doubt that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Britney.
No, we had a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to start gigging with these guys.
Frequent.
Pauline played the cover. It was really... Oh, Pauline played the cover. Oh, you heard a recording at practice, actually. Thank you, though, Kelsey. She played it. Yeah. Pauline was on her bachelorette party. I know she's not here, so I'll talk about it. She went to New Orleans.
Oh, wait a minute. How did she...
She came home and went to the show. Same day.
The show was Sunday?
That's Sunday.
Question mark?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so she had to, like, literally...
She was tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, same... Yeah. Interesting. Good for her.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have done that.
No. I didn't expect her to either, but that was really cool.
What was I going to say? Oh, it doesn't matter. I was just going to say Britney Spears' frequent subject of news time on this podcast before.
I know, right?
But thankfully all that is over.
Yeah. She's having a baby, I guess.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. But yeah, Pauline did her bachelorette party. That's why I didn't have much to say this week, because my best friend was gone. My fiance was gone. And I did hang out with John. That was fun. My other best friend.
Yeah.
The drummer for my band. We actually interviewed him on
the drummer
on
for like
channel.
I believe
For all of
13
my bands?
of your bands. Yeah.
But I did hang out with John. That was a lot of fun. We
Cool.
wrote music and stuff. But that was it. It was a boring week. I mean, except for the big fun thing that I did. I'm sure Pauline will talk about her week next time.
Yeah, sure.
That's pretty much it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Time for news?
no. Time for me to
Oh my god,
talk
I'm sorry.
about
You went first in the first podcast. And I
Yeah.
don't know why. I was like, he just went.
No,
I heard
you're
about
good.
his
You're good.
week.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I worked as an exhibitor at PAX East this week for Sanshi. Sanshi Collect Joy.
Nice.
And it was an interesting experience. So I haven't worked at all in probably like 2.5 years for one reason or another. Most of those reasons being pandemic related. And I also haven't gone to PAX in that amount of time because PAX hasn't been happening. So I had to take public transportation to this job.
I feel like I would have too if
Right.
it's in Boston and
Yeah.
Pauline takes the T to get to work.
Right. So what that means is one bus to train station and then 3 separate trains and then like a 10 to 18-minute walk from one of the stations to the convention center. And actually, my coworker showed me a more efficient way to do it. So
cool.
In the future, it'll be bus, 3 trains, and then another bus. So less walking, thank God. Because the hardest part of the weekend was my feet. My feet
I bet.
really, really hurt. That's why this pillow is here, because I was elevating my feet because they hurt more than they've ever hurt before in my whole life.
I'll tell you, though, Comic-Con rolls around. You're going to be ready to go.
Oh, I know.
You're going to be all over that convention center.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. So there was what was unfortunate is that it was an unfortunate combination of like a lot of walking to get there, a lot of standing around and walking at the convention, and then a lot of walking to get back home from the convention. But also because I had to take public transportation, I had to get up very early.
Yeah.
Day one, I thought day one was going to be, I thought day one was going to be the easy day. I thought that was going to be like meeting the group, talking about the rest of the week. I was completely wrong. Day one was, all right, hello, this is Sanchi, and let's get to work. So Monday and Tuesday, Tuesday and Wednesday, we built the booth.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch our video game podcast, our booth was large. It wasn't as large as Intel Gaming, which took up literally a fifth of the entire show floor, but our booth was rather large. We had to literally like build walls and flooring and shelving and stuff. And there was a lot of like, I had to steam shirts so they could be on display. Wow. So actually, I should say this now. Sanchi does official merchandise for video games. Ow. Sanchi does official merch for video games, so they'll have not the company, but someone who works for the company will contact them and be like, hey, we want you to make merch for us. So they had merch from Persona 5, 4, and 3, which was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Catherine
cool.
Full Body. They had Bioshock. They had Dragon Age. They had Mass Effect. They had Life is Strange. And they had a few indie games. They had a bunch of Stardew Valley stuff, Terraria, Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion, Coffee Talk, if you know what that is. And they had shirts, pins, stuffed animals. Those were the big sellers. But there was some other weird stuff. There was some Bioshock shot glasses that were really cool. They were only $5, and if you bought a Big Daddy plush, you got those for free, which was cool. But there was like coasters, scarves, socks. There was some stuff like that. But the big seller was the shirts, the pins, and the other thing I said. This is the plushes.
Yeah.
Everyone was looking for these Stardew chicken plushes because we had a void chicken, which is a pitch black chicken, and a blue chicken, which I didn't even know was a thing in that game. Apparently, I'm not good enough to get a blue chicken. Played through that game all the way twice. But like, PAX was 4 days. We sold out of all chickens by the end of day 2, and then day 3 and day 4 was like a constant like, do you have chickens? And I'm like, no, unfortunately, we are sold out of chickens. You can order them online. Here's a code. And hilariously enough, given my track record with jobs, I didn't have to run register. It just so happened that I ended up not doing register. So my job the whole weekend was essentially running security. So I had to just stand there, and my 2 jobs were make sure no one steals anything, because the back of the booth and the front of the booth, it would have been very easy to be like, oh, nice pin, cool, see ya.
Yeah.
But I was also there to, like, if anyone had any questions, they could ask me.
Did you have any issues with people? Did you have to rough anybody up?
No. I had none, and maybe I was bad at catching thieves, but but I will say people will fucking like with no malice, with no intent of stealing, they will like grab a pin and then walk like this way and then take a sharp right turn and get in line. And I'm like, why did you walk away from the, like, clearly you weren't trying to steal anything, you just did that weird, but like you really made it look like you were about to straight up walk away with that pin. Like a couple different times I was like, okay, here I go. I've mentally prepared myself for this. I have to approach this person who's stealing. Oh, they're in line. Why did they do it like this? I don't know.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was a lot of work. We were understaffed. Apparently, I thought we had a pretty good team, but apparently we were understaffed. So there wasn't as many, as my boss called them, fun breaks, which is where we were supposed to like go actually do PAX East. So more often than not, I really just took a few small breaks here and there to go to the bathroom or eat something. And I did day 3 for me, which was day 1 of PAX. I was so tired because day 1 was like a 7-hour shift. Day 2, setting up the booth, was an 11.5-hour shift.
Wow.
And then I had to wake up at 4:30 to be there at 7 because the con opened an hour early for press at 9. So I was so tired. It was like, take a break. I was like, okay. So I walked around PAX. I went to the indie games. I love indie games at PAX. If I was actually attending PAX, it's probably where I would spend most of my time. I found this one game. It's called City Block Builder by Tentworks Interactive. It was sort of like a sim style, like objective based, like build a town. And I was talking to the guy, and he was very nice. And I waited for a seat to open up, and I sat down to play the game. And I put down like the foundation of where a building would go, and then I fell asleep.
No.
Yeah, oh yeah, fucking straight up fell asleep. I jolted awake, and it was like, your demo's over. I was like, oh. So personal apologies to Tentworks Interactive and the super nice foreigners that ran that booth. I'm going to buy your game because I owe it to you, because I slept through your entire demo. I'm sure your game is great and super polished and easy to use and customer friendly. Everyone should go wishlist City Block Builder on Steam. Shout out to them for letting me sleep during their demo. I was so embarrassed. But like, I gotta say, I needed that nap because I was good the rest of the day.
That's funny. That was Saturday.
No, that was Thursday.
Oh, that
was day
right.
1
Opening
of
day,
PAX,
sure.
because PAX, I thought that Thursday was a half day because that's how they used to do it. I thought Thursday would be like 12
well,
to
that's
6.
How Comic-Con does it.
Is that why I think that?
I don't
that's
know.
how
That is how
Comic-Con does it.
Comic-Con does it.
Because PAX was 4 full days, 9
That's
to
crazy.
6.
That's longer than Comic-Con, because Comic-Con doesn't typically, or do we just not go Thursday?
I don't know if Comic-Con does a Thursday.
I feel like they did one year, but like last year, I don't think there was a Thursday.
No, last one, the one where I dressed up as An from Persona 5, I don't think there was a Thursday. And we attended Sunday, but we sort of didn't do. We were kind of, we had done. We had spent a lot of time at Comic-Con. And we were all pretty tired. But yeah, what PAX does is the show floor closes at. This is always how they've done it. The show floor closes at 6. And then there's events that you can attend until midnight. So feel free to stay in the event hall.
Yeah.
But the expo floor is closed. On Sunday, PAX East shuts down at 6. Go home. But as far as I'm concerned, as soon as 6 rolls around, it's curtains for me. I get to go home. Except for, as part of my job, they were supposed to give me food. They were supposed to give me a lunch break that they paid for, and after the con, we were gonna go out for dinner. Most of the time, what ended up happening was I said, "Okay, guys, goodbye. Not gonna hang out for dinner. Gonna go home, get as much sleep as possible, so I can be ready for work the next day." So the only dinner I attended was the one on day 1 and the one on day 2. The one on day 1 was rough because no one was quite sure where we were going. None of these people are from around here. I believe Sanchi home base is in Seattle, Washington, and most of my coworkers were from Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
But so I think what happened was the social media manager just sort of Googled, like, got on like Google Maps and was like, restaurants near me, and picked the one she recognized.
Right.
So we walked to or we got an Uber to Cheesecake Factory. It was an hour and a half wait, and me and the other hiree were sort of just like, what Cheesecake Factory are we at? And they were like, oh, the one in the Prudential. We were like, let's just walk to Wagamama. So we walked to Wagamama, and I had the best food I've ever had there. I've struggled personally to like lock down my dinner at Wagamama.
Yeah.
The first time I went there, I got this ramen
Was it
that
with us?
No.
Oh, okay.
First time I went there years ago with Not You. I got this ramen that I didn't know was supposed to be spicy. It was the spiciest fucking thing I've ever had. When I went with you, I got pork gyoza, which is delicious, but it was like an appetizer. So I was like, I'm still pretty hungry. This time I got donburi. It was essentially rice with teriyaki chicken and just a bunch of vegetables. It was like carrots and kimchi and scallions, and you just like mix it all up. And she gave me a side of soy sauce that I, like the American I am, just sort of like, and then just mixed it up. It was so good. And then last day, I was like, I was supposed to work Monday, but they were like, there's no reason for you to work Monday because it would have been a 2-hour shift, and I would have taken an hour and a half to get there, and then it would have been a lot of waiting around because only 2 people can go in the FedEx truck. So there really would have been no worry. So I was like, no point for me to show up Monday. So I was like, okay, con's over. All these people are super nice. I'm going to go out to dinner with them for the last day. So we went to Illegal Seafood. And I, like the filthy American that I am, got a burger. I got a Vermont cheddar and bacon burger. It was delicious. I did get a side of clam chowder because how are you not going to? That was delicious too. My boss got the lobster mac and cheese, and I don't know if you've ever had the lobster mac from Legal Seafood. The way they do it, this is kind of gross, but also kind of cool. The way they do it is they kill the lobster, obviously, and then they take the lobster meat out of it. They like cut open the back like it's a baked potato. They take the meat, cook it in the mac and cheese, and then they put the mac and cheese with the lobster meat back in the back of the lobster, and that's how they serve it to you. It was
okay.
it was crazy. We got shots to celebrate a job well done, and whatever my shot had in it was A, non-alcoholic, and B, like some like mango pineapple peach thing. It was really good. But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. The social media manager, by her own words, not my words, was a hard-ass bitch all week.
Okay.
I completely sympathize with this woman. The entire Sanchi crew that we were with just came back from another convention. They literally haven't had a day off in weeks.
Wow.
They were doing SakuraCon in, I think Virginia is where SakuraCon is. SakuraCon is an anime convention. So they were doing that. They literally left that, got on a plane, got to PAX East, and started doing PAX East. So she hadn't had a day off in like 2, maybe 2.5, 3 weeks. So the fact that she was a hard ass in her own terms, I obviously noticed that, but I wasn't letting it get to me. I was like, I completely understand. But after PAX was over, when we were at Legal Seafood, and just like the stress of it all, like lifted from her, she was a blast. She was my favorite part of Legal Seafood. Another coworker of mine, their name is Mitch. They're non-binary, and their name is Mitch, which I thought was them just adopting a male name. But I actually found out it's short for Michelle, so it's like M-I-C-H, which is very cool. They made the unfortunate decision to bring up Scooby-Doo around me. And
Oh,
I was
no.
like, have you seen Mystery Incorporated? And they were like, yes, I have. And I was like, please, I need your opinions on hot dog water. And then we had a full, didn't mean to make it this involved, but we had a full table discussion about hot dog water. So I had someone Googling her. And yeah, it was.
That's awesome.
It was fun. We're all in agreement that she is completely lesbian. Not that was a point
I
of
didn't
contention,
think,
but
well, I didn't think that was a question.
no, but that was definitely like where the conversation ended up, which was like, she's definitely lesbian, right? It's like, oh yeah, she's totally lesbian. But no, they were really fun, and I am happy to announce that towards the end of May, we're gonna miss a few podcasts and streams because they've already invited me back to work with them for Anime Boston at the Heinz Convention Center, which I've already been told it's going to be a smaller team. It's going to be a smaller booth. So
Pauline and I will be at Anime Boston.
Oh, really?
For at least a day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Then you should definitely come by the Sanchi booth.
We'll make a video for the channel.
Do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Sorry. Speaking of running into people at PAX East, I ran into we didn't take a picture or video because I was working, but I ran into friend of the channel, fellow streamer Zelda and Fairies. She was great. She was dressed up like May from It.
I saw
from It Takes Two. Did you see her video of her dancing?
Yes.
That was great. If you follow Zelda and Fairies on Instagram, first of all, if you don't, do it. But go there and look at her video. There's a video of her doing the like idle animation dance that the character from that video game does. She like everywhere at PAX. It's actually pretty funny. So that was great.
I literally saw that and I was like, this is something we should do next year.
I got to meet her fiance for the
Nice.
first time. That was pretty cool. He seemed very nice. And she's like super down and eager to like collab with us again.
Sweet.
I didn't even bring it up. She was like, yeah, stream was really fun. Can't wait to do it again. She, once again, her favorite moment from that stream was when that enemy just offed himself because you went across the gap and he was like, oh, well, and then he just fell down the
That
cliff.
was awesome.
She mentioned that again. I was like, wow, you're really tickled by that.
I was too. That was fun.
No,
I'm glad we got it on. That was the moment. Sometimes I get these when we're streaming stuff. That was the moment that I was like, please don't let anything get corrupted.
Oh, I
with
know.
this video.
Yeah, that was great.
Sometimes that just happens where I'm like, I'm gonna be so mad if this gets corrupted for some reason.
But yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know if I have shitty shoes. I don't know why I didn't anticipate this, but like, my feet hurt so much.
You have what I would call like walking shoes. You have what I would wear to a convention.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't
those
wear these.
right. No, I
got
wore the pair I have.
Black Vans on.
The pair I have, I specifically bought so I could work at St. Mary's.
Yeah.
And those are the ones I wore all weekend. It was a 6-day shift or whatever you want to call it. My feet hurt so much. I felt like I can only imagine the guy from Moon Knight feels. Because we all like to forget, but he does walk on glass. He puts glass in his shoes, and he walks with glass in his shoes. You can hear the crunching sometimes.
Wait.
The Ethan Hawke character. The show opens up with him
Really?
filling a shoe with glass and him putting the shoe on and walking away. That was him.
Gross.
Yeah, every time you see him with shoes on, he's walking on glass. I felt like that. Something funny happened. I mean, a few things happened, but something funny that happened was because I kept ditching dinner and the company was supposed to buy me dinner, they kept sending me home with the leftovers from lunch because we would always order out.
Oh, that's cool.
So one of the days, I went home. And by went home, the crunching, yeah. One of the days I went home with what appeared to an outsider as 2 things filled with Popeye's chicken.
Oh, shit.
And what they don't know is one of them was half filled with chicken and it had a couple apple pies in it. The rest of the other one had probably 13 and a half biscuits in it. So
well, those are, you gotta go. Those things are gonna be dead in like an hour and a half. You gotta start eating those.
dude, Well, they were already 7 hours old at that
Oh
point.
no!
Because they were from lunch. You'd be surprised how well they.
Oh, you said they reheat really well.
They
right?
do.
Yeah.
Popeyes food, but especially the biscuits, reheats super well if it's the same day. If it's the same day and they haven't been refrigerated, I will say that.
Okay.
But yeah, I've never been talked to by more strangers. Someone was like, "Yeah, man, you got Popeyes? Where's there Popeyes around here?" And I was like, the one question I don't know the answer to because my boss ordered them. And then there was another guy who was clearly at the con all day. He was a little bigger, and he was with his friend, and he walked in the train, and he was like, "I'm going to sit down. My back's hurting." And the only seat was right next to me. And the vibe of the train nowadays is sort of like we're all going to sit one seat away from each other. So he was like, "Do you mind if I sit down next to you?" I was like, no, go for it. And then I was like, "Would you like a Popeyes biscuit?" And he was like, normally I would say yes, but I'm going to pass today. I was like, okay. And he was like, a couple moments went by. He was like, "Are those both just biscuits?" And I was like, "No, I could fish you out a tender if you want." And he was like, "No, I'm good." It was a great moment. I don't usually get that personable on the train.
Yeah, I'm surprised you initiated that. I couldn't.
I was
I
just
could see me initiating that.
I was in a surprisingly good mood for having gotten off my third what is that? What's 9 to 6? What are the hours on that? Like 10 hours?
Somebody in the chat who knows how to do math.
It's
tell us.
12 to 6 9 hours. It's 9 hours. My third 9-hour shift in 3 days, following an 11-hour shift on Wednesday. I was in a surprisingly good mood. So I was, and the fact that everyone was like, "That guy's got Popeyes," and so I got a lot of like, "Hey, a guy with food." I don't know. It was weird. Everyone loves Popeyes, it seems, which is pretty cool. I'll be right back.
Except Pauline.
Pauline don't like Popeyes?
I forget what her chicken preference is, but I feel like whenever
Popeyes.
Yeah, I don't think it's Popeyes.
Interesting.
Same with my family. I don't know what's wrong with them.
No judgment. I wonder why.
My family is definitely like KFC. Nobody's ever beat KFC in 25 years, so it's got to be that.
My mom was like that, not that intense or Bostonian.
No,
but
I mean,
my
they've never said that, but
no,
I'm just
I know,
sitting
I know.
there like it's just because that's all because you're afraid of change, isn't it? That's what you're afraid of.
No, my mom was like that for a while, but I think I've brought her over. Every time I ask her, she's like, "No, KFC is better." But with Popeyes being right down the fucking street from my house, she's gotten used to like, "Well, I'm in the mood for chicken. We're probably going to get Popeyes." And I think I've brought her around. There's a lot of stuff on the Popeyes menu that she doesn't like, most famously every single side.
Really?
Yeah, she hates every side.
There's French fries, though.
One day she got one of each side to try them all, and she said she disliked all of them.
That's
and now
crazy.
that she's had COVID, her taste buds are like absolutely all over the goddamn place. So,
yeah, Kelsey's agreeing with us on Popeyes. No, guy, no hate
No,
against
that's
KFC.
my thing with KFC and Popeyes is every time I go to KFC has all the same stuff that Popeyes had. It has way more because it's more of a fast food restaurant than Popeyes is, in my opinion. Popeyes is pretty much just like, come for the chicken. There's other stuff though.
Yeah.
KFC has all the stuff that Popeyes does, except it tastes worse. They have essentially the same sauce. It tastes worse. The chicken tastes worse. The mashed potatoes is bad. The mac and cheese is not as good. It's just like every time I go to KFC, I get what I would get at Popeyes, and I'm like, this was just not as good as the other meal.
While we're talking about Popeyes,
Yeah, sure.
can I bring up their new commercial?
Oh, sure. I don't think I've seen it, so go for it.
They're literally like, this isn't verbatim, but they're like, why wouldn't you want to try America's almost most selling shrimp? And it's like, so you're telling us you're not the best. You're telling us, why haven't you tried it? Not the best. But, like, it's still pretty good. And that's the vibe the commercial gives, too. They're like, well, it doesn't suck. It's not bad.
I'm torn because I do appreciate honesty in advertising, but at the same time, I am sitting here like, why
did you advertise that?
Do that? Yeah.
Also, you're a chicken place.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Your shrimp didn't need its own commercial. If it's doing that well, awesome. Just keep it to yourself and keep doing well with your shrimp.
It sounds like they were like, we usually do chicken. We tried shrimp. It's all right.
It's pretty good. I feel like that's what they're saying. They're like, it's pretty good.
Right.
Try it. It's not the best, though. The best is over there. But it's pretty good. I like it.
That's funny. That's great. But no, PAX East was great. PAX East was also super safe. Regardless of that, there have been a
there's
few
been
cases. Zelda and Fairies posted this on social media.
I wasn't gonna say anything,
but
but
she,
you're right. They did post it.
Yeah, no, she got COVID, even though she by her own account, and I can attest to this too, more so because I had a job, and this was literally in my job description. She had a mask the whole time.
Yeah.
She never took it off. She used a ton of hand sanitizer, and she still got it. It would appear to have missed me, which is great. Like I said, I was masked basically the entire time. I was masked setting the thing up. I was masked breaking it down. The only time really, and masking on the tee is optional. But I did mask the entire time I was on the tee.
Pauline does that too.
There's no reason not to, in my opinion.
I feel like that's the place I'd want to the most.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'm not a hypochondriac, but I always thought the subway was gross before COVID. Like it's there's so many germs. Yeah, Kelsey, I didn't quite read this all the way through.
I disagree on the mashed potatoes. I don't love the gravy at Popeyes fare, and KFC also has coleslaw, which I like, but like chicken-wise and fries-wise and sauce-wise and fried pickles-wise, Popeyes rules.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Agreed.
I disagree. I like the gravy more at Popeyes, but I
don't get mashed potatoes at KFC. I never liked the mashed potatoes at KFC.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I meant I've never gotten them at Popeyes. I never liked them at KFC.
Okay. I would.
They weren't my thing.
If you're feeling like getting two sides one day, I would try them because I do like them. They're worth a try. But so the only time I unmasked was that walk that I talked about, the 10 to 18 minute walk from the station to, because I was literally outside.
Sure. And that's a long walk with a mask on.
There was
Did we do Comic-Con with a mask last year?
We did the whole thing.
Right? Yeah.
That's why I have
That's nuts.
I literally have a on to Comic-Con mask that I wore, if you remember, specifically for my costume because I didn't want to mess up my costume. And the only other mask I have has Strange Rebel Gaming on it, which is a cool mask. It's just not her aesthetic. Anyways, yeah, so it seems to have missed me. My coworker, the other hire, there was a bunch of Sanchi people, and then there was two hires, me and another woman. A woman, not another woman. I'm not a woman. That's grammatically how I said that. She was texting me last night telling me that some of her coworkers at her actual job who did go to PAX, they have it. It would appear to have missed her as well, though.
Crazy.
So I think just being an exhibitor, being super, being super safe in that regard really helped. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. There was a really cool moment where day 2, I had to get there early. Or no, I did get there early because I was still getting used to when exactly I should leave, and the buses leave at different times each day. It was a big deal. So I was there early. It was just me and my boss. And my boss, we were sort of waiting outside in the upstairs in the lobby right at the entrance, because we had badges, and we were just going to be like, here, coworkers, here are your badges to get in the PAX. Come to us and not them. He just sort of was like, so what video games do you play? And of all the games to talk to this guy about, I was like,
Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
No. I did actually play Zombies Ate My Neighbors the other day on
That's
Switch.
Cool.
They fixed the music. It's way better now.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's back to normal. I got to level 18. And
nice.
I lost because of...
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought so. I lost because of neighbors, not because of losing a life. Anyways, the ants, the ants from level 16, which is called ants. They just beeline for the neighbors. It's frustrating. But no, I mentioned I was like, playing through 9 or 10 different video games right now, and I just so happened to mention Final Fantasy 9. I was like, I'm trying to make my way through Final Fantasy 9, and this guy is the biggest Final Fantasy 9 fan. I don't know how I did that. I just happened to pinpoint his favorite Final Fantasy game. Huh. He just went on and on. He was like, I don't like 7 and 8 because of this. I like 9 because it did this. It did this. And then I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. And I hadn't beaten it at that point. I beat it as of today. I have beaten it. But if you watched my temporary party member video that did go up while I was at PAX, I talk about a character called Beatrix, who's my favorite character from Final Fantasy IX. So I was like, what do you think of Beatrix? Beatrix is literally his favorite video game character. He has multiple figurines of her. I don't know how I pinpoint the best conversation topic for this guy, but he was like, imagine if I was like, I've been playing through SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, and he was like, oh, neat.
Yeah, he's like, it's like, whatever.
No, it was a really cool moment. And then
did you mention the channel to any of these people?
No, I didn't want to be like, also, I was gonna, because of the 9 talk and the
Yeah.
video with Beatrix in it. I mentioned that when I ran into Zelda and Fairies, I mentioned the fact that we were both streamers. That's about it. I didn't
Okay.
want to be like, hey, also this. I don't know. I just felt
that's
weird
fair.
doing it. Maybe next time though. Maybe now that we're like sort of friends and like
Well,
it'll
yeah,
be
that's
my
the thing. If
second
you
time
run
with
into
them.
these people again, yeah.
Well, plus I'm gonna run into you at Anime
Right.
Boston. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, actually, maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll just wait until you show up and be like, "This is my, you
Hi,
know,
I'm Lightning.
yeah, this is my, yeah." But no, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was also a lot of hard work. I'm glad I did it. I won't give specific numbers just in case I'm not supposed to, but I got a lot more money than I thought I was going to
Sick.
get. And I got this part I will share. I got a little I just want to share this because I was proud of myself for this. But the woman who hired me at the very beginning of this experience, I emailed her with my hours because the app I was supposed to put them in didn't work. So they were like, just email her. And she said, thank you so much for helping out at the Sanchi booth at PAX East. I heard nothing but great things about you from the team. They said you were awesome to work with, great work ethic, and fun to be around. I'll definitely be reaching out to you again to see if you might want to help at other conventions.
Awesome.
That made me feel really good because I was very like, more often than not, there was 5 people working and there was like multiple 2-person jobs happening at once. So I was like the guy holding the hammer, the job that a table could have
Right.
been doing, and I was like, I don't know. And also like I was just I don't know. I wanted
You
to
weren't
make it
sure
good.
where you stood.
I wasn't sure like how much truly I helped in the setting up part. 'Cause also when I do a job, and this kind of rings true to not job scenarios as well, but like I just kind of get in this mentality of like, I'm not going to do anything until you tell me to. Like, I'm looking at the parts to put this table up. I could probably do it, but unless you want me to do it and tell me now it's time to do it, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do what I'm told, right?
Okay.
So that mentality kind of bit me in the ass this week because more often than not, I was the table guy. I was just the guy holding the hammer waiting for someone to be like, all right, I need the hammer now. But I think that the lack of me needing breaks and like sort of just working through the, can't stress this enough, immense foot pain I was in sort of like counterbalanced that with like, if this was their opinion, which it sounds like it wasn't, but if they were like, oh, he didn't really help that much setting up, then I was like a diligent employee during the con,
Yeah.
which was, the most important part. Even though it was a small convention, Saturday was still like we had a line all the way around the booth the whole day Saturday, which was crazy to me. I was like, smaller than usual con. We were out of a lot at that point, but we still had a pretty good line. It was crazy. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, Sanchi.com for all your BioShock and Persona 3, 4, 5, and Life is Strange merch. Dragon
That's
Age,
cool.
Mass Effect. Go there.
Congratulations, Thunder.
Thank you.
and
you.
anybody else who wants to tell him congratulations. But no, that's awesome. That's really cool. I'm glad you had a good experience. I'm glad they liked you.
Yeah,
I'm
me
glad
too.
it went well. 3 years ago, maybe 4 at this point,
Okay.
you worked your very first booth for my old band Set the Nation.
Yeah.
Now you're working
And what-
working PAX East.
And what did I do that day? I sold shirts.
yes.
And what did I?
And what are you doing
What
today?
What did I do all week last week? I fucking steamed shirts and sold shirts and told people, yes, in fact, they do run small. No, we are out of this one. Here's a code for
you
a discount.
were prepped for this job. You were ready to go.
I was specifically trained for this job. Everything I learned from my past jobs. the booth running from
Keeping people in line.
keeping people
Working
in line, working a back room at a grocery store, making sure that kids don't kill themselves in a classroom, to play into the whole watching people steal
Right,
stuff from our
right.
booth and telling them that no, the line is in fact this way. I know our boss did it weird.
No, you were ready to go. That's
And
awesome.
I will say, the fact that we had so much Persona 4...
That booth bonded our collective friendship. Was Kelsey there?
No, the original Set the Nation booth.
I know, right?
When that old woman wouldn't leave me alone.
Right? I know. Our like
Yeah, that was like day one of this
us
whole
being,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Of little L Lightning coming into our lives.
But also Catherine.
Yeah.
No, that was
Thunder.
That was great. Is that what we're going with? Okay.
Yeah. If we die, they take over the channel.
You're right. The channel lives forever. You have to pick an heir. That's how YouTube works, right?
What comes after them?
I don't know.
Big L Lightning,
it's up to you. We'll be dead.
Emojis?
Just emojis.
Like a fart, like that those lines and like
a poop
and then
emoji.
and then a lightning bolt.
It's me, poop emoji lightning. It's me, crying face lightning. Thunder. Whatever.
It would go to shambles. Great. We picked the wrong heirs.
Well, first things first, you have to move into my room. And you have to feed my cat, which is still alive in this scenario, even though I'm not. No, it was great. It was but yeah, it's because we had so much Persona 4 merch, and like 3 of the people I was working with were like had nothing but nice things to say about Persona 4, that I did start playing Persona 4. I was surprised. It was just me and my boss were really the only people there who had played 5, which I thought was like the way wildly more popular one. He was a big 5 fan. His ringtone and his text message sound was sound effects and music from 5, which was cool.
That's cool.
But that's what I did. I'm done talking. While you get into news, I'm gonna let my cat in.
Yeah, sure. All right, that was Thunder's very cool week. I'm very glad he shared with us right here. She was so far away from the door. Not a second ago was she scratching at the door.
I know. Kelsey says we would post like once a year, and the videos would start with "Hello, we're so sorry."
Oh no!
I mean, that has all the characteristics of a dead channel. That's essentially what Smooth and the Groove posts. Like once a year, he's like, "Hey, I'm still alive."
I could imagine.
Please don't unsub.
I could imagine Pauline trying to keep the channel together, but also respecting the fact that it's Kelsey. She's just ready to make the channel what it should be, make it better than we could have ever made it. But she's like, well, they gave it to Kelsey and Catherine, so I'll just show up once a month like I'm told.
Like I have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great stuff.
She's sharing. She just keeps sending them news all year. Like she did to me this week.
Yeah.
News segment number 1. News sponsored by
Goop.
Not by Goop, by Monsoon, a.k.a. Pauline of this channel.
Oh, yes, of course.
Johnny Depp says he turned down Pirates of the Caribbean Return in court testimony. So I guess he said literally in court he would not come back to.
I'm glad we're starting with the one thing I want to talk about. I've literally been spending like my 8 o'clock until like midnight every night this week playing P4 and watching highlights from this fucking trial. It's crazy, dude.
Oh yeah, I forgot you've been following this like in depth.
It's like in depth. It's like all it's like all my brain wants to talk about. Dude, have you been hearing some of the crazy shit to come out of this trial?
Not really.
So, first of all, she's fucked. Absolutely. There's no way she's winning this. His psychiatrist, her psychiatrist, 2 different helpers on the island that Johnny Depp owns where all this supposedly took place. The cop that they called all said there was no injuries on her. It was just revealed earlier today that there was an altercation where she was punching him on the back of the head and he restrained her, but because he restrained her, the front of his head hit the back of her head just a little. He wasn't headbutting her like she claimed, and she claimed that because of that he broke her nose, so she went into the bathroom and she had a bloody tissue, and because he didn't trust it, he waited for her to throw it away and then go to sleep. He checked the tissue, it was clearly nail polish.
Oh.
Just And then it pans over to her, and she's doing her best acting. The acting we all know that got her into Aquaman, just holding back tears. Oh, I'm a victim. There's just so much. The Amber Heard's attorneys suck. I don't know what she thought she was getting with these people. One of them objected to his own question. He asked a question. The person on the witness stand started talking, and then he interrupted and said, "Objection, hearsay." And then the judge literally said, "You asked the question." And then the lawyer was like, "Oh, you're right. Sorry, continue." They suck, dude. One of the witnesses was zooming in, like they could do witnesses over. They've been doing witnesses over Zoom call. He was in his car. He starts vaping, and then towards the end of his testimony, he starts to drive away. Like the camera's still on him because it's on his dash cam, but he like starts driving his car. And then the judge was like, "Okay, we're gonna go for an early recess," and she did the whole like, don't call anyone, don't Google anything, all that legal stuff. And then the camera panned to her, and she was just like, and then after a couple minutes, she was just like, "I'm sorry, I've seen a lot. That was a first." And then someone off camera was like, "Oh, I know. When he started driving, that was it for me." There's just
where can I watch this? Can I watch past stuff of it?
Yeah, if you go to YouTube and just go to the news tab, there should be a Johnny and Amber tab where you could catch the highlights probably from today, but if you do enough clicking around, you could find some old stuff. Because there's some clips, like some best of clips, for lack of a better term, that people have made. But there's also just full 2.5 hour chunks that you could just sit there and watch if you wanted to. But yeah, it's crazy, dude. I don't understand why, and I've been talking to my dad about this. Why the fuck do public court cases like this take so goddamn long?
I don't know.
It took 2.5 weeks for him to get to the witness stand, and she hasn't gotten to the stand at all yet. The entire case is projected to last 6 weeks, and we're on the cusp of week 4. Why is it so long? My other question was, why is it public at all? But apparently, Johnny Depp fought for it to be public. He wanted people to see this. Amber's lawyers were like, no cameras, but his lawyers were fighting for cameras. Because my question was why does he want people to see this? But the answer is he wants people to see this.
Yeah.
There was a really
he was thrown through the ringer, and it sounds like he's a stand-up guy, and he wants everybody to know that.
He did this the right way. He's finally going to get to tell his side of the story, and he's going to do it in court in front of a judge.
Yeah.
There was a really powerful moment where one of the fucking defense attorneys played the audio, the audio of the moment where she did the most abusive things to him, and he was clearly traumatized by it. I've never quite seen an emotion on a human like this. It was a combination of wow, I don't want to hear this again, I'm reliving trauma, and the relief of finally people get to hear this bullshit. And then the next day, I think one of his attorneys was questioning him, and she was essentially like, "I won't play that again because it clearly disturb you." But when Amber Heard said, quote, "Go ahead, Johnny, tell them I, Johnny Depp, I too am a victim of abuse," end quote, "how did you respond?" And Johnny Depp was just like, "I said I will." And I was just like, good for you. Good for this that's happening. Sorry it has to take so long, Johnny. But
no shit.
I'm glad it's finally happening, and it's looking like there's no way he's going to lose. You talk about him being a stand-up guy. He is suing for defamation claims for $50,000, which is probably an 18th of what he would have made if he got to make Secrets of Dumbledore that he got canceled from. And she's countersuing for $100,000 because fuck it. So
that's chump change to them.
Oh, I know.
It's just petty. This is more or less whose ego is going to come out bruised and who isn't.
No, he wants his career back.
Right, which I get. He's also extremely talented.
Oh, I know. I don't know the context for this. I don't know why this was relevant for the court case, but he was talking about how he started acting. He was talking about how the reason he got into acting was 100% Nicolas Cage's doing, which was interesting. He was talking about Nightmare on Elm Street. He was talking about how the first movie he considered himself an actor was Platoon, which was
Okay.
interesting. And he gave an interesting opinion. He was trying to make it as a musician, and essentially Nick Cage was like, "I think you got what it takes to be an actor," and then he was essentially like, "Here's Wes Craven's number," and when he was on 21 Jump Street, the TV show, that was the moment where like he was in restaurants and people were like pointing at him like, "Oh, it's that guy." And that was the moment where he realized his music career was over because he wanted to make it as a musician. He didn't want it to be like Johnny Depp, the actor,
Yeah.
is now doing music. Like he didn't want to use his fame in
Unfortunately,
one thing.
that kind of is what it is right now.
Oh,
Because
I
he is
know.
picking up music again.
Right.
Like he plays in a band with Joe Perry and like fucking Alice Cooper or something. I don't know.
That's awesome.
He plays with like some heavy hitters right now.
That's really great for him because he seemed very he seemed very much like acting was working. I was getting more money doing that than
Yeah.
music. I wanted to be a musician, but obviously acting paid out more, and I like doing it, but my heart was being a musician. So I'm glad he like caved. I'm glad that he was like, I want to make music. I don't care what people think,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep us updated.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I will.
We'll be talking more about that.
I for sure will. I'm invested at this point. I heard
I want to be. I'd like to start from the top. You know.
Unfortunately the top is all the boring stuff. You want to start right in the middle when he officially took the stand.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Dungeon and Dragons movie title revealed. I kind of didn't know that there was a Dungeons
know
and
that
Dragons
either.
movie.
Who's it being made by?
The upcoming D&D movie is officially called D&D Honor Among Thieves. This is from
Okay.
comicbook.com. Wizards of the Coast. Are
Is
they
making
it?
this movie?
Announced the movie's full title today during its first ever D&D direct presentation.
Oh, missed it. Whoops.
No shit.
Let me guess. Chris Pratt for that one.
Chris Pine.
Oh, we really have people, and
Michelle
it's
Rodriguez. Justice
Oh.
Smith. Regé-Jean Page.
okay.
Hugh Grant and Sophia Lillis. Hugh Grant got you.
Great, cool. Yeah, no, that's who I think of when I think of a bard. I think of Hugh Grant. When I think of a stoic wizard on top of a mountain, I think of fucking Hugh Grant. Sorry, it's just a joke of a man to me. And I didn't know that there was a D&D movie, and I license D&D things that aren't like more D&D game are usually pretty bad. So
Yeah, we'll see. I don't have super high hopes for this.
there was a D&D movie back in the day, and it starred Marlon Wayne. The end. It was not good.
Yeah, none of the D&D movies are good that's ever come out.
Oh yeah, didn't you and I watch like
Yeah, it was
a
our first
super
Comic-Con.
shitty one?
It was
yeah.
the first ever, I think.
Yeah. The woman uses mage hand to slap someone, which you're not supposed to be able to do.
I don't want to get into
She
it.
puts a person into her bag of holding. That's the kind of movie you're getting into.
Patrick Carlin, brother of George Carlin, died. I guess he was a comedy writer.
Okay.
Figured we should mention it.
George Carlin, forgive me, has been dead for a while. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Simpsons cast Kerry Washington as Bart's permanent new teacher. Sorry, I couldn't get the word permanent out of my mouth.
That's okay.
The end.
Cool. Good for that.
Princess Brides in Saw star Carrie Elwes.
Oh, Carrie Elwes.
Rushed to hospital after rattlesnake bite injury.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That took a lot of turns.
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy rocks.
Yeah, he's cool.
You read basically his entire filmography, but that guy's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Have you still yet to see Princess Bride?
No, I saw it with Pauline recently.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was neat.
I love that movie.
Fun behind the scenes fact about that movie. Andre the Giant in tremendous pain the entire movie.
Oh,
because
really?
He's about to die.
Oh,
the
that's
whole thing.
right.
That's why,
Of
like,
course,
he just
yeah.
doesn't move a lot.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I love that. I don't get to talk about this often. I fucking love the scene. I will look this scene up frequently where they're in the forest that like shoots flames at them from the ground.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he's just like, she's like, what about the ROUSs? And he's like, rodents of unusual size? I don't believe such things exist. And then he just gets attacked by one immediately. It's one of my favorite scenes in maybe any movie ever.
You know the scene the like Battle of Wits scene?
Yes. Sorry, Kelsey says Regé Page is so hot though.
Oh, I don't even know who it is.
I don't know who that is either.
Um,
Yes, the flip the yeah.
I saw meme and it was Mountain Dew Volt, the blue one.
Oh, okay.
In like
yeah.
Windex.
Oh,
And it just said the Battle of Wits begins.
nice. Dude, super so esoteric. Shouldn't even be mentioning it, but fuck it. You watch Fairly Odd Parents, right?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember the specific episode where Timmy was de-aging Vicky so that he was the babysitter, and then she got his fairy godparents?
Oh, vaguely.
There was like a fairy lawyer that kept coming into the scene,
Okay.
like kept popping in, being like, "What did you do now?" He was voiced by the bald guy who did.
He does a lot of voices, that dude.
Right. Well, what's cool about this one is that at one point this fairy says "inconceivable," which is his
good.
catchphrase in that movie.
Yeah. That's funny.
And me as a little kid, I was like,
The Batman 2 officially announced.
Yeah. Oh, I watched it, by the way. I
Oh,
watched
yeah?
the Batman.
Are
if
we
you
going
want
to
to
do a cinematic relief on that?
We should, yes.
We should. Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Oh, my God, I forgot. I'm glad you're reminding me.
It's coming out on Disney Plus.
May 25th.
Yeah, thank you. That's the
Okay,
information I was looking for.
Okay, so here's the deal, right? Is that the whole news? That was not. We've
Nah,
known
that
that
was
for a while. Okay,
Oh,
so here's
sorry.
the deal. There's a new trailer. No, you're fine, because
Okay.
I forgot I wanted to talk about this briefly. I'm not going to talk about it as much as I did last time, I promise. There's a new trailer out.
Okay.
It would appear as though the plot of the movie is someone is taking cartoon characters, ripping them apart, putting them back together. So in the first trailer, there's this big set-piece monster, and he clearly has like the body of Little John from Robin Hood and the head of the Duchess from Aristocats.
Oh, shit.
So there's a scene. There's like a 3-second shot in the new trailer where there's just a wall of different cartoon parts. And I don't know how Disney is doing this, but there's a lot of properties that they do not own. Mario showed up.
Oh,
Harley
shit.
Quinn showed up. Jimmy Neutron's hair was on this board.
So we're just really in the
Shenron?
era of damn.
Yeah,
We're just really in the era of not Spaceballs. Holy shit.
Space Jam,
Space Jam.
A New Legacy.
Yeah. Of just like, do whatever.
But Disney definitely doesn't own DC Comics. Anyways, that was exciting. But also what was exciting is on this wall of stuff, this wall of things taken from various animation styles, from various things, there was a lot of stuff that was very clearly like, oh, it's Jimmy Neutron's hair. Oh, it's Mickey's fucking eyeball. Shit like this. Right there in the middle, as clear as day, was Sora's Keyblade.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, this no further. I didn't know, like, they're letting Sora do some stuff.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Like, I know that this is a Disney movie, but, like, he barely made it into Super Smash Brothers.
Right.
And
right.
he did so with the Mickey Mouse logo.
Yeah.
I don't know. It gives me hope because Sora is such a, like, confusing, like, who owns him? Does
Right.
Disney own him? Does Square Enix own him? Square Enix can't even use him in their own fucking game. How much of Donald and Goofy does Square Enix own? Probably none.
Right.
It was just cool that, like, it's clearly where they wanted your eyes to be drawn too. It was like they're not hiding it.
That's cool.
But yeah, so many things that Disney doesn't own in this movie. I still can't wait.
Well, I feel like they have to top like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and Daffy Duck playing piano together. You know,
right.
I feel like they have to up it again.
And it seems like, you know, let's take Marvel and Sony out of the conversation for a minute. It seems like copyright stuff like that is a little more loosey-goosey than it was
Right.
back then. Like, because we all know the horror stories of all the strict rules that the animators had with Who Framed Roger
Well, I
Rabbit.
think the egos have been toned down a bit.
Right.
I think that's what it is.
This movie is like literally one step away from advertising itself as a spiritual successor to Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Well, I think that's the intent, right? It's in the same universe.
It
or
is in the
whatever?
same universe, yeah. There was one shot in the trailer, and it was a shot of like essentially Main Street in Disneyland, but it wasn't Main Street in Disneyland. It was like one of the streets that inspired that street, and all the cartoons in the couple seconds that they show are like generic ones, like they're not from anything. It's just like, oh, this guy from this era, this guy from this era, except right there in the middle is Phineas and Ferb's mom, which I thought was very interesting.
Okay.
Of all these characters, the only one that was from an IP was Phineas and Ferb's fucking mom. So that's good, I guess. And there was a scene where the weird Beowulf dwarf, voiced by Seth Rogen, got tackled by live-action Pumbaa, also voiced by Seth Rogen. The end.
Damn.
Movie looks good. Can't wait for it. Definitely gonna watch it and then wake up the next morning and work anime positive for 5 days.
Enjoy that.
Thank you.
This next bit of news, I'm so excited to announce, and then I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, okay.
'Cause fuck this film. Avatar 2 title confirmed by Disney during CinemaCon
Yeah,
2022.
CinemaCon.
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Moving on.
What is it called?
No, I don't give a shit.
Oh, okay.
Moving on.
I'm probably not going to watch that.
No, of course not. The first one sucked.
The first one was
the
bad.
The first one was not good.
And that I
It
feel
was
like
a waste of money.
I feel like when I saw the first one, I had all these complaints about it, and that was definitely the unpopular opinion. I feel like it's starting to get not unpopular anymore. I feel like
also, who cares? The people, the demographic that movie is pushing for, it weren't born when the first one came out. Make another Jaws. Like, seriously, it's stupid.
Is their goal still like 5 more Avatar films on the way?
Yeah.
At the very least, this second Avatar movie has been in a term used in video games more often, but I think it applies here. It has been in production hell since the first one came out in fucking 2011. But it seems like Disney picked it up and was like, all right, do it. Come on.
Well, they had the money.
Right. That too.
Like,
but you'd think James Cameron would have also had the money. I don't know.
I don't think he's gonna fund his own film, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know.
So what is Avatar's Fox, right? That's why they have it?
Probably, sure.
Okay.
Andrew Garfield just revealed he's taking a break from acting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting timing. I feel like now.
Yeah, I feel like Andrew Garfield's on top right now.
Yeah.
He did that musical, and he was the other thing that I guess I'm allowed to spoil because Marvel's been doing it, but whatever.
Yeah, I feel like anybody who's gonna watch the movie has had it spoiled for them. I respect you not mentioning it, though.
I sort of did, but you know.
James Corden exiting the Late Late Show.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Do we know who he's being replaced by? Or is this early news that James Corden is leaving?
Oh, yeah, I think it's early. I don't think we have that information.
Okay. I care.
Oh, I should have mentioned this.
I care very little, but I don't not care.
No,
you know what I mean?
That's where my head's at. I should have mentioned this in the last podcast. Borderlands movie reveals first footage of. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't. Famously not a huge Borderlands fan, but you know.
Yeah.
Video game movies are really truly hit or miss. We're in the era of Sonic the Hedgehog, but also Monster Hunter. It's just
right.
And we're post Resident Evil. I don't know. It's a weird time for video game movies.
Last bit of news. The Hunger Games prequel confirmed for 2023 release.
Book or movie?
Fuck.
Sorry, it's an important caveat because I would go in on a Hunger Games prequel book, but if it's just going straight to movie.
This is from comicbook.com. We now know when the next Hunger Games installment will hit the big screen.
Comicbook.com, specifically using the word installment to piss me off.
During Liongate's panel on Thursday, CinemaCon. What the fuck is CinemaCon?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is
that a new thing? Apparently, I missed CinemaCon because I was at PAX East.
I love it. I want to go to CinemaCon.
I want to know. I mean, I want to step back a bit and know what it is first.
Right.
I
feel like Fan Expo is kind of becoming CinemaCon, but sure. Okay, I've read enough. It's a movie. It's the movie.
Oh, great. Okay, then I don't give a shit. Then I don't give a shit. Jennifer Lawrence is a bad actress. I'm sure she won't be in the prequel, but just a blanket I don't like Jennifer Lawrence statement. If I can just end the stream on that.
And I'm Lightning. And
yeah, it's 6:54. Do we want to not
Yeah, we
Goop.
can call it. We'll call it. We didn't talk about Goop. Already,
I'm
we
sorry.
can't use that slogan. Well, we did say probably. They'll probably talk about
Yeah.
Goop. Probably implying that there are times we won't.
Yes.
So I guess we're okay. I guess we're safe.
That's such a weak
Probably.
Thunder and Lightning Gaming. We'll
Hold
probably
on.
talk about
Let's
Goop.
go full circle. We'll go full circle. Almost America's best selling shrimp. It's got the same energy.
It does have the same energy.
Yeah, we'll see. I want to watch that commercial with you before I go. If
Okay,
that's
yeah,
okay.
sure.
That and the Chip and Dale new trailer. I want to see both those. If you're
Okay.
if you're cool with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
All right. Cool. You want to send us off?
I would love to. Thank you so much for being here for this stream. If you're not here live, thank you for watching on YouTube. But there is, in fact, a live version if you would like to watch live, participate in the discussion as Kelsey did today.
Yeah.
By the way, Ray Jean Page was in Bridgerton.
Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Fire Striker, and
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Hypno Crown. Yes.
Oh, I was getting there. I'm sure. I don't know if he's still watching or not, but oh, you know what? Is he still alive? We should rate him.
We could rate him. We don't have that many. No, we could rate him though. Let's see if he's still alive. He is.
Love you too, Kelsey. Thanks for hanging out.
He is still alive.
All right, I think we're gonna rate Hypno Crown then.
Cool. I definitely remember how to do that.
We're gonna try to.
Give me a sec. We're gonna raid, right? Are we gonna raid?
Yeah.
No, I mean I don't know if I'm doing it right.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh, we're currently trying to raid it. It seems we're already in the process.
See if that works. It did. It worked. Okay, cool.
Sick.
We are about to raid Hypno Crown. Go send him some love. Go tell him that we sent you. He's currently playing. What are you currently playing, my dude? Oh, Horizon Forbidden West.
Nice.
That's cool. You get to play that. He famously doesn't have a PS5, so I didn't know that game was coming to PS4.
Oh, cool.
So I'm glad he got to play it because I know how much he liked the first one. Cool. Yeah. Go say hi to him. Go say Thunder and Lightning sent you real quick. Before we do that, I'm just gonna do this real quick. Boop boop boop.
Nice.
There's that, and then there's all this. So these are our links. Like I say each time, some of them don't work because I can't get
every time. Oh no! Did I do it right? Oh, this way. This. Look at this.
Yes.
There we go.
Some of the links don't work because Nightbot is weird and not. I guess I think the problem's with me. I think I don't know how to use it properly. But the last two I posted a second time. That's our YouTube channel and our Patreon. We post the YouTube channel daily and the Patreon monthly. We gotta go because this thing's gonna kick it over to Hypno Crown in a sec. So thank you for being here. And until next time, I'm Thunder.
I'm waiting.
Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
Our channel has daily uploads from podcast video essays, let's plays to skits.
Be sure to watch on Twitch. We stream all our video game and podcast content live at 5 EST every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Our intro is by Brad Kendrick and music by Froggy and the Friendship. Link to all that in the description below.
Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.